Hey guys, how's it going? Eric Norris here. I have a question for you. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of your health? There are 4 pillars in my life that I try to focus on to have a well-balanced and healthy lifestyle, and they're all related to health. Spiritual health, mental health, physical health, and financial health. Usually my number one it's on my mind the most. And it's a new year, and some of us have resolutions, some of us don't. Put that aside if you don't. Just think about yourself and work on yourself, whether you have a resolution or not. The things that I focus on, I try to do every day, is building that morning to have a successful day. So it involves getting enough sleep. Try to get enough sleep every day. Your body needs to be recharged. So think of it like your cell phone. If you have a low battery, it's gonna die out, right? So getting enough sleep every day is valuable, whatever it takes to do that. For me, I have to take double melatonin just to freaking get a decent night of sleep. And even sometimes that doesn't work very well, but I really try to do my best to get a good night of sleep. Second, and we're talking about just health here right now. Second is basically just eating healthy. I try to eat as much organic products as possible. Anything that's grass-fed, just natural foods, things that grow out of the ground, not processed junk. I've had my fair share of that kind of junk in the past. I didn't know any better. When you're younger, you don't care, you don't think about it. But as you get more mature and older, you realize how important your health really is, because you got to take care of this body. It's the only one we got, and also our minds too. So as far as, health-wise, I would say physical health-wise, the other things too is just things that are highly nutritious. Greens. I take this green powder every day. I do green tea. Now I just jumped back to that. I was doing no caffeine, but I'm implementing a little bit of green tea because it has so many benefits, the antioxidants and, heart health, different things like that. Do what works best for you. Trying to think what else about physical health. Exercise, that's a huge one. Every single day, I try to get at least a walk in. And if I don't, I'm either lifting some weights, or I'm going to play disc golf, or I'm going to go shoot hoops. Something that keeps you active. You want to do that for as long as you can, so you just prolong your health for as long as you're existing on this planet. So physical health, mental health, the way I start my mornings every day, I listen to a positive message. I read a very valuable, like a daily devotional, something that's gonna stick with me throughout the morning. And that also coincides with spiritual health. Reading the Word, reading God's Word, that makes all the difference in the world to have a successful day. So every morning, you're doing the building blocks, the fundamentals to just set you up for a really successful day. And so that's one of the things that I do. I'll listen to a podcast every morning, and just to get mentally on track, because our minds, we're thinking about a million things and everything. It's really key to do this in the morning, I've noticed. And for some of you, maybe it's in the evening. Put that in your mind before you go to sleep. Maybe that gives you a more restful sleep. So that's also something that I'm sure works. I don't normally do that, but I try to wind down at the end of the night regardless. Okay, financial health right here. Think about this one, man. To me, being financially free, to have financial freedom, is such a gift. I feel like you win the race of life in 2 categories. When you become financially free, and also when you discover Jesus. He sets you free. it's like double freedom. Those two things, I feel like you're winning in life. It's just, I can't tell you how valuable it is for your life. But staying on the topic of financial freedom, for me, it was real estate. I didn't want to just slave away, work for the man under fluorescent lights in a little cubby hole. I did that, and that's not what I was created to do. So I got into real estate because it's like you're working smarter, not harder, and you could do one deal a year, and you're financially well off. Or if you set yourself up in other ways, you'll have reoccurring wealth the rest of your life. So the way I started out initially when I was broke and had no money, it's like, how do you get to that plateau? How do you get to that level? Well, you first start out by living below your means. I started out with buying a used vehicle. I didn't go buy a brand new car and have car payments. When you do that, everyone does that nowadays, but that's what gets you behind. If you want to get ahead, buy a car that you can afford that's within your means, drive that for a few years, and that payment you would have had, just start stacking those Benjamins and just start tucking that money away. You need to have a safety net anyway. Anything can come up where you're like, oh, there goes $3,000 or 15 grand or 5 grand. So you want to have a nest egg, not a nest egg, but like how Dave Ramsey talks about it's a 3 months worth of income, I think it is. But it's the same thing. You want to always have a safety net regardless. For some people that might be $1,500. For others it might be $3,000. For other people it might be 15 grand. It might be 30 grand. So, shoot for the stars. But that's how you get ahead in the beginning. Have a low overhead. Don't live, above your means. I need to have Starbucks every day. No, you don't. You can save so much money if you just really focus on it. You gotta have that discipline. Financial discipline is so important. If you live like you have nothing, like you're broke early on in your life, you begin to just really understand how to manage money so much better. Because if you're pissing it away when you're younger, it's just a bad habit to have, So stack money away. As you're saving money, you got to think about real estate. To me, that's the best thing. Some of you, it might be crypto. I am a huge fan of crypto. I've been in and out of crypto since, I want to say 2017. I remember when I first heard about Bitcoin, I was like, what? I was like, how? It just sounds like fake to me, but once you read the white paper, Satoshi, you find out how it works and, being on the blockchain and how valuable that is, that there's this whole ledger. I started getting into crypto, and for me, this is what you want to do. For you guys that are starting out, maybe in your 20s and you don't have much money, you could put $1,000 or $2,000 or, depending on what you feel comfortable with into crypto. But when it comes to your overall wealth, let's say you have hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't recommend putting a lot of money in crypto. That's just me. They say, I believe you should have anywhere between 1% to 3 or 5% in crypto, but everything else, in my opinion, the majority should be in real estate. And, put your money in the stock market, that's fine too. I just know that with real estate, you get much better returns. I mentioned this in a previous video where, think about it, with real estate, you have leverage. It's the only asset class in the world where you can sit there and go, every other, asset class, gold, silver, stocks, bonds, everything else, crypto, you're putting 100% of your own money in. With real estate, you're putting a very small percentage. In the previous video, I said 20%. That's kind of rule of thumb for investors, but you could put as little as 3.5% down. Just think about that. In an appreciating market, you wait 1 year, and all of a sudden, you just exponentially grew your wealth. it's just incredible. You can make 50 grand to 100 grand to 500 grand in 1 year just by investing in real estate as it's just naturally appreciating. You can also house hack, and you can also get wedge deals, buy fixer-uppers, and make money that way. To me, that's a very quick way to get in the game and make money quickly. And they say, when markets are volatile and, it could be kind of recessional times where a lot of flippers or, builders, they back off on those. I would say probably back off, but you can still make money in any type of situation. You just got to be smart about it. You got to know your numbers. For instance, right now, anyone could still buy a property and flip it and make money in this market right now. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. There's a thing called the velocity of money, where the quicker you utilize it and spend it to make it back, the more it grows. Some people are just long-term investors. They park the money in the real estate and let it appreciate. And that's one way, and that's good. Just depends on what type of investor you want to be, how much risk you want to take, how much, you want to continue on with building that, That's what's so beautiful about real estate. You could have just, let's say, $20,000. That's all you need to make $3 million, because you can take that $20,000, use it as a down payment, and let that property appreciate. Or if you have a little extra money, take about 10 grand of it, put it into the property, do some rehab, and then flip it and sell. And what you're doing is, when you sell, you're extracting that original money plus the profits you made. You put it in the next deal, so you're literally recycling that money. As you can tell, financially, as far as finance goes, I love talking about this stuff. So that's obviously why that's what this channel is usually about. So that's why this topic gets to be very exciting for me. But all the other, those 4 pillars I was telling you guys about, so key, so crucial to have a well-balanced, successful life. You can add in like social, having a good, positive social life. I think that's another attribute that's important. Having loving relationships. There's all those other factors too that involve having a well-balanced life. But when I think about the 4 pillars, I really think about the health things: financial health, physical health, mental health, and spiritual health. All 4 of those things, you just want to be healthy, man. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. If you can do all 4 of those things and focus on those every morning to set up your day for the rest of the day and every day, it really makes a difference. Every morning, try to read something that's not only positive, but just like a message from God is so valuable. It's so, when you have that kind of power and you have that, when you read those words, you have something that a lot of other people don't. It is that confidence, that beautiful, amazing gift that He's given us of just, there's so many things, there's so many facets about the spiritual life that I could get into, but some of you might not be into that, so I don't want to press on that too much. But physical health, exercising every day. Every day, try to just get some exercise in. Like, we have Descanso Gardens down the road. Going there, being out in nature, it's such a beautiful thing. And also, when you're out in nature, it's also like you're worshiping in that sense too, because you're looking around at God's creation and it's so beautiful, So yeah, there's other things too, getting, vitamin D, sunlight, but that kind of falls in line with, your health in general, just your physical health. I used to take lots of vitamins. I've kind of backed off on that because of some of the ingredients that are in there are like unnecessary. I try to get all my nutrition from actual nutritious products. But I feel like what my mindset was with the multivitamins, you're getting a full balance of everything. And that's also how I am with nutrition in general. I don't go, oh, I'm just gonna eat this one or two or three things. I like having a variety. In one meal, I might have 12 different ingredients in that one meal. And it's because, and they're all something nutritious, they're all something organic. For example, like a salad is a good example because there's so many different ingredients. You know, I'll do like mixed greens, organic, you know, carrots, tomatoes, beets. Beets are very healthy for you. And I do 2 proteins. Sometimes I'll alter. Sometimes, so it'll be black beans or it'll be garbanzo beans. And then sometimes I'll add like sliced turkey in there. Everything's organic. And then sometimes for a salad dressing, so it's not just some of these junk food dressings, I'll just do like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, which is another good health, has so many good health benefits, mixed with extra virgin olive oil that's organic. So I mean, that right there, that's like almost 12 ingredients, you know? And then like for breakfast, everything's organic. You know, the eggs. What I'll do with eggs is I'll put broccoli in there too. So then I'm just like, I'm hitting all the things, you know? So I'm getting some greens even in the morning, along with my green drink with the green powder and the green tea. And what I do in my drink, there's like multiple ingredients just in my drink alone. So I start out with mineral water or like spring water. And then I put, the green powder. So that's one ingredient. Green tea, that's 2. Half lemon, squeezed lemon. So that about a tablespoon of lemon, that's 3. And then extra virgin olive oil, organic, that's 4. And then I actually put some protein powder in there. That's the collagen peptides. It's good for your skin. So that's 5. Ginger. I think, is that everything? I think that might be everything. You mix those together, it tastes like a Dr. Pepper. It's so good. And it's all natural and healthy. It's not all this chemically garbage that's going on. So starting your days out right every morning, it's really good to just have good habits, you know? Have good habits in the morning to set you up for the rest of your day. It really makes the difference on how your day turns out in a lot of ways. And I want to give you guys value. I'm here telling you my experiences because I've had my trials and errors over the years. You know, in my 20s, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was buying the cheapest crap from the grocery store. I didn't have much of a I didn't have a spiritual life at all. You know, I feel like in your 20s, or at least in my 20s, you're just lost in a lot of ways. You think you know God or you believe in Him, or, you know, you'd say, oh yeah, I'm Christian, but it's because I came from a Christian home. Well, just because your mom and dad are Christian doesn't mean you're Christian. You have to put your faith in Christ as well. So there's just all those little things that you learn along the way. And I think I was pretty good with like physical health, or at least with like, you know, getting exercise. Grew up playing sports. That's another thing for any of you parents out there that have children. Get them off of those devices and just get them out in nature. Get them doing sports. Get them working with other people, teammates, you know, become a team and learn all those things. You know, I played baseball, basketball, soccer, and hockey, mostly baseball. And it's such an important thing. I didn't start playing disc golf till 1 year after high school. This is a funny thing. The high school that I went to, literally across the street, is the world's very first disc golf course in history of all time. And it's right down the road. I didn't even know that existed while I was going to high school, and it's a good thing I didn't, because if I had known, I would have ditched so much class in high school. But a year later, I started playing disc golf. So, you know, in your late teens, you know, doing that, it's so valuable. You know, I look back and I just was kind of a schmuck in so many ways. And I just want to give you guys value. I'm here to tell you my experiences, like I said, to hopefully you guys can learn from this, take what you can from it. And I just hope you guys have a successful day, a successful week, a successful month, a successful year. Let's make 2025 amazing. Regardless of what's going on in the news, regardless of what's going on in the world, let's take care of ourselves and our families and live that very healthy, well-balanced life of those 4 pillars, or you could add a pillar if you'd like, 2 more pillars. But with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we got more to come. I have my old band, we are re-releasing. So this year, 2025 marks the 20th year. This is anniversary date of 20 years ago. This day, 2025, we released our 2nd album. It's called Chapters of Our Lives. The band that I was in for many years, we were called Born on Sunset. Well, we're going to be releasing our 2nd album from many, many years ago, 20 years ago to be exact, on January 6th. It's going to be streaming on all platforms, so stay tuned for that. We got some good music and some good things coming, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. May the good Lord bless you. Eric Norris, peace out.